Welcome to Techo Guide, the only app designed to help you navigate your college and career journey in the quickest and most affordable way. This podcast is brought to you by EdTechity, dedicated to opening doors to higher education and career opportunities for all.
Hi everyone, Josh Kahn here, and I want to talk to you about taking notes and how if you develop this skill, it can help you both in college and in your career. So taking notes is really fundamental to being a student. It's how most of us will actively participate in most of our classes most of the time. Some classes may be small enough that you have some interactions with the teacher or there's a participation component, but all classes will have some form of lecture or information sharing from the teacher. This applies to in-person classes, but also to both live and recorded virtual classes. So there are a ton of different resources out there about how to take better notes, and that includes templates for different kinds of note-taking. And I've shared some of those links in the show notes for your review. But I want to highlight some key aspects which I think might help you get started when you're trying to decide how to go about doing this. So first of all is preparation. I know it could be a little unusual to think about preparing to take notes, but if you know what the upcoming topic of the lecture is, it may help guide some of your decisions. For instance, I had a class in college where the teacher made all the lecture slides available for review prior to the class, and that meant you could open it up on your laptop or download a copy, print them out, and take handwritten notes. I know that sounds longer, but I'm a visual learner. That really helped me. Also, if you know what the topic of the lecture is and you know you struggle with a particular component of that topic, it can help you kind of prepare your notes so you're listening to the right spots. You know when to kind of write down questions. Item number 2 is proper nouns. So try to focus on things like names, dates, places, concepts. When you're reviewing your notes, these may help jog your memory, and if they don't, they're honestly just a lot easier to look up than an anecdote the professor may have shared. The third thing you'll want to focus on is personalization. So remember, these notes are for you, so include information that is useful to you, which should probably include where you have questions, so you can look that up. A structure that makes sense to you can also be really helpful. For instance, I like to create kind of an outline structure with headings, subpoints, and notes under those. But if having to look up point 1.2.b in your notes kind of turns you off from studying, then it defeats the purpose and you need to find a way that works for you. You can also consider using abbreviation or shorthand to speed up the note-taking process. If you're using a laptop, I would consider memorizing some useful macros, like indenting, Command-Shift left to right on PC, or Apple Shift left to right on a Mac. Formatting, like Control or Command B, depending on what computer you're using. One thing I would say is if you're going to abbreviate, I would just try to do that consistently. You don't want to have to use like a key to decode your own notes later. And also a final note related to personalization would be to kind of try to make your notes pretty. This doesn't mean spending a bunch of time finding images or drawing images if you're taking physical notes, but it does mean take the notes in a way that is visually appealing to you. I wasn't joking earlier. I like having a multi-stage heading outline where I will go down to a 1.x.b. another number. And honestly, I like the way that looks. Like, it works for me. It makes it easy to track things. And that made studying easier because I would open up the notebook and it would feel prepared. It would feel right. It would feel like I was doing student stuff. So I would take that into consideration when you're thinking about how you're going to take your notes. So like I said at the top, there are a lot of resources out there to help you take notes. We've included the links in the show notes. Check those out. A lot of those will have other links. Find something that works for you would really be my main takeaway here, because this is how you're going to really process the information you're going and how you're going to recall it later. So, you went through all the work to register for school, to sign up for class. You maybe took some time out of your day to actually attend. We're here. We might as well do as good a job of being here as we can. So take notes, use these resources, make sure you visit your campus library, tutoring centers, talk to counselors to learn more about note-taking and strategies that may be best for you. And if you find this helpful, check out our Techo Tips, where we'll have more topics like this, inside tips from counselors, stories from students about how to succeed in college, and things like financial aid and just general student information. I'm Josh Kahn. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at graduation.
Thank you for tuning into Techo Guide, the app focused on bringing you tools and content to help you make better decisions about school, life, and career. We hope this episode has inspired you to pursue and excel in your own educational and career journey. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share.